Can you spare some frames in this trying time? Hello there. This video might be a bit technical, so I just want to present my findings about using AV1 encoders for streaming on YouTube with OBS. The very short version is, if you stream on YouTube with AV1 video encoder, your live streams should be fine, but your VODs may be forced into 30 FPS, so no 60 FPS. I have been streaming with AV1 encoder with OBS for a year without any problem to my VODs, but for some reason, after the 24th of September 2025, this year, 6 out of 7 of my stream VODs stream with AV1, same as I have done for a year. Suddenly, the VOD do not have 60 FPS. And yeah, as you might expect, that they look pretty janky in games full of motions like Mass Effects, Impossible Creatures, and Heavy Rain. Hear me? The only difference on my side would be that I upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11, but unless YouTube have been secretly using my PC as part of their servers, then I don't think me upgrading Windows would affect the VODs. Hear me? And Windows should not be touching my OBS settings anyway. None of my other programs have been modified, as far as I know. The live streams were at 60 FPS, as shown on YouTube themselves. Even the VODs shortly after streams were still 60 FPS. But after I go sleep and wake up and check the VODs, there was my precious 60 FPS. Only ugly 30 FPS remain. At first, I thought that these two should pass eventually, but having 6 VODs not having 60 FPS kinda proved me wrong. I gave YouTube the feedback on their website and posted on Twitter tagging YouTube. To forgive how my Twitter post was formatted though. As you can see, I have to ration the characters in Twitter posts. Well, tasks are tough. Anyway, I posted, the 6 out of 7 live stream as of the time I posted on Twitter has no 60 FPS option. There is 60 FPS while streaming and shortly after, but no more 60 FPS after some time has passed. And yeah, it happened from 25th of September onward. The only difference is that I have Windows 11. I posted some picture that shows the problem pretty clearly. Picture 1 is during the live stream, which you can see the stats for net, which show that is indeed in 60 FPS, with 60 FPS also in the option, like 1440p 60. And you know that is during live stream because the video has the word live with the red dot on it, and also the description says started streaming some time ago, which means this is during the live stream. Picture 2 is the VOD right after stream. You can still see the glorious 60 FPS everywhere. You know that this is no longer during live stream because the description says stream 3 hours ago. And my stream was, of course, 3 hours long. Picture 3 is the very same VOD, but after some time has passed, which you can see the 60 FPS has vanished, never to be seen again. 07. You know this is old VOD because description says stream 16 hours ago. So you should be able to see the problem clearly. Anyway, I've got a response from Team YouTube. It reads, sorry to hear this. To complete the upload process faster, your VODs will be initially processed in low quality or missing higher qualities for several hours. That's fine. Although it has never been like that, but that's fine. But I respond back that it was 2nd of October when I posted on Twitter, but my VOD in 25th of September still lack those precious 60 FPS. That's why I responded, as seen in my reply. Team YouTube respond to clarify only video that are uploaded on live stream with a high frame rate can be played at a high frame rate. Wow, no kidding, YouTube. What you thought? I think that 30 FPS will suddenly become 60 FPS after stream? Come on. Anyway, so this is where I can feel my hope cracked. I posted a picture of the stream and its word with stats and annotations and everything. My effort was in vain, apparently. It was clear that they did not even take a glance at my beautiful and high effort picture, which clearly stated that 60 FPS worked during live stream and shortly after, but not anymore after some time have passed. And worse, I kinda suspect that there could be bots. Well, no matter, I responded back as best as I can, although the character limits in Twitter doesn't help me. I responded back that I indeed stream in 60 FPS. Also, I used the same images as I have posted in the earlier post, but I added some arrows so that hopefully they would decide to take a look. Hear me? Now, once it is clear that Team YouTube cannot help me, all I can do, other than die inside, is try changing the settings on my end. At first, I lower my bitrate from 30,000 kilobits per second to 25,000 kilobits per second and preset P6 slower to P5 slow in hope that reducing loads on my GPU might help. Unfortunately, that did nothing, so I changed the encoder from NVENC AV1, which I used them for a year, to NVENC HEVC, and I am pleasantly surprised that it worked. YouTube stopped confiscating my precious frameless and 60 FPS for the HEVC encoded live stream still remain to this day. We will never know what happened at the fateful day of 24th or 25th of September that led to VODs from live stream encoded with AV1 to have only 30 FPS. Hopefully, this is not the first come for AV1 and I was silent. Then they come for HEVC, but no one is left. Lamau. Anyway, or something. So I decided to do some extra experiments. I want to see if there's any case that AV1 streaming could yield some highly sought 60 FPS watts. As I have said, when I stream with the NVENC AV1 encoder, 7 out of 8 watts do not have 60 FPS. But I wondered why that one watt, which was streamed with the exact same settings as other watts, still have 60 FPS while others don't. So I thought it was my fault all along. So remember that originally I streamed using AV1 encoder at 1440p, 30,000 kilobits per second with 5.1 audio surround and 384 kilobits per second for audio. Now, it is well within the guideline of YouTube streaming guidelines. English. Maybe that was too harsh though for whatever reason. So I tested the following parameters as shown in the tables. Settings that are not in the tables mean I keep them the same throughout the entire test. All settings are still within the YouTube streaming encoder guideline. I am going to show the original OBS setting as well on the screen for your information, and the current NVIDIA driver version and the OBS version as well, just in case, although I don't really believe that the driver or the OBS is the culprit because, again, the live streams are in 60 FPS, while the VODs, after some period of time, has only 30 FPS. So, first, from the table, I tested between AV1 and HEVC to make sure that it was not a coincidence that changing the encoder from AV1 to HEVC saved my voice from the 30 FPS curse. Ooh, you scared yet? Spooky. Then I tried reducing audio bitrate for AV1 to rule out the audio bitrate. Then I changed from 5.1 channels to stereo, since it is probably not that common to stream in surround sound. Although I stream in surround sound because the guideline says I can do it, and my games mostly are 5.1 surround sound compatible. So that's why I do it anyway, Lamau. Well, before all this happened. Then I reduced the bitrate from 30,000 to 20,000 kilobits per second, thinking maybe the bitrate spiked over the maximum bitrate according to the guideline and caused some problems. Then I changed resolution from 1440p to 1080p and also reduced bitrate to 8,000 kilobits per second, which should be quite common setup for most streamers. Then I do a control test by reducing the frame rate from 60 to 30 FPS to see whether YouTube reacts to the setting during the live stream, or does YouTube stream shows 60 FPS regardless of the OBS settings. Now, I conduct my test by opening my browsers, go to my YouTube channel, and play my Mass Effect stream VODs, and have the OBS capture the browser, then stream it into YouTube. Then I open the other browser to watch that live stream with stats up to show that it was indeed 60 FPS while live streaming, and capture that browser as well with the game bar instead, the one that you can bring up by pressing Windows key, because opening two OBSs is a bit painful. I do all the tests 3 times per settings at 10 minutes stream time. Hear me? And the graph is as shown. The result is unexpected to me because all was from live stream encoded with AV1, regardless of any other settings, suffer the 30 FPS curse after some time has passed. Only HEVC still retain 60 FPS after 30 minutes of VODs. I rechecked. Only HEVC still retain the 60 FPS after a lot of time have passed. I rechecked, and all video to this day retain the final FPS or lack thereof, even when days have passed. I'll show some examples. Look at the frame rate and the time. The time tells whether it was during live stream, which would say started streaming. If just finished streaming, it would say stream a time ago. Or if significant time have passed, then it would say stream a bigger time ago. During live stream, you see perfectly beautiful 60 FPS. Shortly after stream ends, VODs still have 60 FPS, which is really nice, but after probably like 10, 20 or 30 minutes have passed, they massacred my FPS boy for the AV1 encoded streams. For those streams, what? Only 30 FPS remain. Each settings, I repeat the experiment at least 3 times and got the same result for each and every settings. No deviation at all. Hooray. The live stream encoded with HEVC encoder has 60 FPS all the time. From streaming to VOD, even days have passed, 60 FPS still remain. Phew. And when I set the OBS to 30 FPS, YouTube properly identified that the live stream was indeed 30 FPS. So it was not the case that I was erroneously streaming in 30 FPS all along. But YouTube incorrectly says 60 FPS for whatever reason. Nope, it was not such a case. เห็นไหม? And for those who think that, oh, maybe during the capturing your Mass Effect VOD live stream experiment, you said something wrong in the OBS setting, or you display or identified wrong settings on the screen. Well, I've streamed and recorded the OBS itself with the settings shown live for some settings. So do feel free to check them. If you don't trust me, I have made the video available so you can see for yourself that the one with AV1 encoded live stream does not have 60 FPS right now. Why the HEVC encoded stream VOD still have 60 FPS to this day? The VOD are unlisted, but you can access them with the links in the description. Additionally, I tried streaming with AOM AV1 and SVT AV1 encoders. Well, instead of the NVENC AV1, I'm not even gonna pretend to know the difference, but it seems that the SVT and AOM AV1 use CPU rather than GPU, unlike the NVENC AV1. To no surprise, the results are the same. All AV1 encoding has no 60 FPS option after the VOD has been processed and time had passed, even if live streams were indeed was in 60 FPS. Although, for the Mass Effect VOD, the SVT AV1 stream timeout on me, it says the encoder timeout. I have no idea why it happened. I guess it's probably because my CPU, which has a strong mind, but unfortunately too weak in physique, they cannot go on. Anyway, so I streamed the OBS screen, which was fine for whatever reason. Maybe because not that much moving part on the screen, I guess. Well, they were fine, 60 FPS during stream, but again, 30 FPS when after a long period of time have passed. 07 RIP. I have also tried X264, which use CPU instead of GPU, and NVENC H.264, and both has 60 FPS during live stream and after without problems. So to clarify and summarize, only AV1 VODs have 30 FPS after a long period of time have passed, even though they have 60 FPS and smooth video during the live stream, while others, like the 264 and the wow, that's hard, HEVC, there's so many alphabets here, those encoders don't have the problems. I also noticed that for live streams using any kind of AV1, the first minute of the streams would be in 30 FPS, but the stream would then refresh itself without my input at all and become 60 FPS by themselves. This does not happen to X264, H.264, and HEVC. I don't know if that affects the process AV1 stream VOD or not. Anyhow, since OBS can stream and record at the same time, I tried that while ensuring that the encoders are the same between streaming and recording. I uploaded the recording encoded by AV1, same as streaming, and I waited a day for processing, and to my surprise, the uploaded recording still has 60 FPS, while the VOD of the very same live stream does not have 60 FPS. I have no idea why it's like this. So there you have it. Based on my taste, streaming with any kind of AV1 is probably not a good idea if you are concerned about your VOD quality This also means that due to YouTube's general lack of transparency, you will notice the problem if you have not checked your own VODs. I have no idea if YouTube have realized or identified this problem, so you're welcome, YouTube. Some might probably ask, why stream in AV1 and not say H.264, which are very common across multiple platforms like Twitch or HEVC? Well, I'm not that knowledgeable about the encoders, but from what I understand, if keeping video quality the same across all encoders, AV1 encoded video file would be smaller than HEVC, and HEVC would of course be smaller than H.264. This should be useful for streaming as well if you have limited internet uploading speed or bandwidth, since you don't have to use as much speed or bandwidth to upload high quality video for AV1, right? So finally, special thanks to YouTube for not being helpful to the point of pushing me to make this investigation. Yep. That was a joke. Or was it? So anyway, that's the end of my investigation. Hopefully that helps some people. And again, you're welcome, YouTube. So with that, this is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll be seeing you the next time. Please take care of yourselves, and goodbye. Of course, some videos require a day to be processed. Why make my investigation easier, right? I'm not paid for this. I don't even have AdSense. Curse! Also, this is my first video that I actually have a script. Wow, it took me like 3 videos without script for me to realize that I guess I do need the script. I thought I could be like those YouTubers who could just yap without script. But nah, I am not a good yapper, evidently. So, and finally, I learned chroma key. Yay, go me! Hooray! And also, for some reason, my dogs always decided to bark when I'm recording. So if you hear the dogs, yeah, I can do nothing. So deal with it.